just about set for football here at Ford Field in Detroit. Today, a couple of rivals doing battle in the NFC North. It's the Chicago Bears and the Detroit Lions.
26, Detroit Lions.
Thanks for having us in, Mike Tirico, along with Greg Olson. And off we go from Ford Field. From the 6, here comes a return. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. Now, after that last play, we have an injured Bear on the field. Not something you want to see in the opening minute of the game. Tight end going in motion here. And he's going to be hit and dropped behind the line. Great push upfield defensively. What a way to start this one.
Mike, this defense talked all week about the importance of coming out fast and starting this game the right way. And it's less about the loss of yards there on that first play and more about just setting the tone. Hey, we're going to be here all day. We're bringing it. And boy, did they ever.
Back to throw. Throwing right. It's taken in. And it'll be taken down up past the 40-yard line.
First down.
20 yards on that pass play. First down, Chicago.
These are the kind of plays that when you draw them up on the chalkboard, Mike, they all look great. But if you can't protect long enough, you're never going to get the receiver. I mean, think, he started on the left side of the formation in the slot, and he has to run all the way across the field to the right third. I mean, that takes a lot of time. Let's give a lot of credit to the big guys up front.
Brings up 2nd and 4.
From the 48-yard line, here's 2nd down and 4. He'll drop to throw. The throw here is complete. And that's a first down. It will be a gain of 8.
Really nice job here by the quarterback, understanding what did he need to pick up a fresh set of downs. In this case, that underneath drag route was all it took. Get the ball into the hands of your receiver, pick up a first down.
Now a give up the middle. What more could you ask for on first down? Nice run of 8, setting up second and short.
35-yard line. 8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2.
Should be enough. He works his way forward to pick up a first down.
That's another Bears first down. 2 yards on the play. First down, Bears.
To the sideline, and what a catch, and what a great job to keep the feet alive. Inbounds as good as you can do it. That's a pair of hookups on this drive. This one goes for 14 yards and a first down. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. He's going to tuck it and go. And he'll be taken down. We have a chance for the first points of this game as they've set up first and goal.
This has been a great drive, and mostly at the hands of the man with the ball there. He thought about pulling the trigger on that one, thought better of it, decides to take off with his legs, and now he's going to have first and goal.
Moving outside the pocket, and that time the pressure is too much. He'll go down.
And that's a big-time play. It felt like they really needed it, Mike. That was a drive where the offense seemed to be in complete control. Anytime on the defense where you find yourself on your heels, you're giving up big plays, you're giving up fresh set of downs, you need a spark. You need something to change the momentum of the drive, and we'll see if that was it right there.
Now from the 9, it'll be second and goal. He'll step up and run, and he will score! Touchdown, Bears!
Touchdown, Bears!
And Greg, that is the way you love to start one of those games. Get off the bus, get on the field, get in the end zone. The road team with the first 6 of this one.
And you can just see, Mike, it takes a lot of the air out of the stadium. And this crowd, they're fired up, started the game, trying to make their presence felt. And the opposing team goes all the way down for an opening drive touchdown. That's an ideal way to start when you find yourself on the road.
Now the try for an extra point. He's got it, and the Bears will take a 7-0 lead.
Bears 7, Lions nothing.
So here's Santos after the touchdown. He's out to kick this one off. He'll start at the 4. He's across the 20, taken down just shy of the 25. So that Detroit offense taking the field for the first time. They'll be led out by the young man in his 2nd season in the NFL.
Every team stresses it all week in practice, Mike, as they're building their script and they're delivering their team message. You want to start fast in the NFL. Playing from behind is a nightmare. You can't come out flat and allow the opposing team to strike first. They understand the importance. This opening drive, they feel really good about the plays they have tabled. They really feel good about the week of practice they had. Now all that has to come together, start fast, and then see if you can sustain it for 4 quarters. This pitch and catch may have looked routine, but I promise you, Mike, these types of anticipatory throws, especially outside the numbers, they don't occur without countless reps, oftentimes when nobody's even watching.
Play action, Stafford. Short pass taken in by the tight end. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one.
First down.
It'll be a pickup of 10. First down, Detroit.
42-yard line.
Now, this is the epitome of a really short throw and a really nice run after catch. And listen, for a quarterback, it all counts the same. You don't always have to throw the ball downfield to generate explosive plays, and these drag routes can be very, very effective.
That's complete. It's Sanders. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
15 more yards.
Give them 15 more on that one. They are on the move. It's a first down.
Well, there's fast starts, Mike, and then there's this. It just seems like it's completion after completion, and now they find themselves in plus territory. Every team has their fringe red zone down to their red zone plan, and once you cross midfield, you got to be thinking 6, at the worst 3. You're coming away with points.
And they bring them down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line. Last play got 15. This one gains 15. And another first down.
First and 10 at the 28-yard line.
And he's come out of the game on fire here, Mike, early. He's yet to throw an incompletion on this opening drive, and as he now approaches the opponent's side of the field and they start thinking points on that other sideline. This defensive play caller has to be looking at that call sheet saying, what can I do to slow this guy down? Because with the way this game has started, he could be in for a big day.
From the 24 now, here's 2nd and 6. Once again, it's Sanders. He's going to be marked down at the 12-yard line. A gain there of 11. Good for a Lions first down.
That's good for a Lions.
So you're on the sideline and you're watching the other team go right down the field and score on their first drive. As a play caller, you have to be careful that it doesn't throw you out of your initial plan coming into the game. They wanted to establish some ground game here early, and that's exactly what they did.
On the play fake, here's Stafford. And he's in. Touchdown, Lions.
And what a response by this offense. It's not easy taking the field, Mike, for the first time in the game, and you find yourself already down to score. They watch their opponent kind of march down the field and score on the opening possession, and they're able now to go out and square it on up. Allows you to take a deep breath, maybe get a little confidence for your defense to go out and get a stop, and they come over with this extra point. We got ourselves a tie ball game.
The extra point try forthcoming. The kick is good. And the Lions come right back to tie it at 7. Each team one possession, each team a score. 7-7 as they kick it off. This will be returned from the 6. Across the 20, they'll mark them down before the 25-yard line. That's where the offense will take over. The Bears offense going to take over now for the second time. All even here in this opening quarter. And the drive will begin with first down. Back to throw here to begin the drive. That's a nice pickup on a first down throw. It's a gain of 8.
Complete to number 86. It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 32-yard line.
Ball on the 32. It's 2nd and 2. Putting the tight end in motion. Off play action. He'll set up to throw. Oh, the blitz gets there quickly, and down he goes.
The defensive coaches, they preached all week, Mike. They have to have relentless pursuit of this quarterback when he tries to extend the play. So often it results in a great play for the offense and a big pickup. This time, because of that pursuit, it leads to a big loss.
So, backed up after the sack, and now it's 3rd and long. They'll try to set up the screen here. Searching for some kind of seed to go forward. It's not there. They get him behind the line. 4th down coming up.
So barring an aggressive decision here on 4th down, it looks like this is going to be a 3 and out. So this offense has to get to the sideline and regroup, figure out what went wrong, fix it, because they've got to be able to maintain possession the next time out.
The Bears sending out their punt team. As this drive went backwards, he's on to kick it away. And he'll get a few yards back here on the return before being forced out of bounds. The Lions offense ready to see what they can do on their second possession. They'll see if they can put something together here, beginning with 1st and 10. They'll start this on the ground with Sanders. And a good tackle out wide will hold him to a gain of just 3.
The tackle made at the 44-yard line. A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
From the 44-yard line, here's 2nd down and 6. On the handoff, this is Sanders. And he'll be lucky to just get some positive yards out of that one. Out of bounds, pickup of 2.
Brings up 3rd and
3. They'll empty out the backfield and line up for 3rd and 3. The motion man is Johnson. Stafford now on 3rd down. And that is incomplete.
And the defense knew they had to be ready for anything here on 3rd and short. They decided to put the ball in the air, and they might have been better off keeping that ball on the ground because that defense was ready for it, and they were all over it.
The Lions will punt this ball away. That is fielded at the 13. The Bears offense ready to get back at it. They'll begin with 1st and 10. Right away, they'll set up to throw. Looking for his tight end there, but let him too far. Incompletion.
Incomplete. It's now 2nd and 10.
They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. Field, but it is incomplete.
This offense is doing everything they can to quiet this crowd, and even though they missed on that long attempt, at least it sets the tone that they're going to continue to attack. If they can come up with a completion on one of those downfield passes, it's going to go a long way to settling themselves into this game.
On 3rd down, they'll set up to throw. Gonna look deep, looking for more. And that is incomplete. Contact, but no flags. It's going to be 4th down.
The offense just couldn't seem to get anything going that drive. They knew they had a long way to go, taking over possession that deep in their own territory. You want to pick up that 1st down and see if you can capitalize some momentum. Instead, the errant throw brings up 4th down, and they're going to have to punt it away.
Fair catch.
Fair catch will be taken here. It is right at the 40-yard line. Now a stoppage, we have an injured Lion. Athletic training staff looking at him, so we'll step aside. Of 6 on 1st down.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at their 48-yard line.
Here's 2nd and 3 to go. From the the gun. Here's Sanders. And he'll take this one forward for about 3, and that's a first down.
And the offensive line does a really nice job winning this play at the point of attack. And once he got the ball, all he had to really do was just find a crease and hit it. And he's able to pick up the first down.
Set to go now on 1st and 10. Stafford. Little short pass here, caught by his tight end. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the Bears' 46-yard line.
A touchdown apiece here in the first quarter of play. Pair of 7s on the scoreboard. And we are back to the Motor City in a moment. Lions ball to begin this second quarter. From the 46-yard line, a 2nd down and 6, as we are ready to get back underway. Straight ahead, it's Sanders. And he will work this down inside the 40. That's going to be good enough. With change, first down.
A gain of 9 yards. That's good for a Lions first down. 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
He'll keep it on the ground with Sanders. Not much to speak of on that one. Maybe a gain of a yard. It's 2nd down.
A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8.
From the shotgun, it's Stafford. He's caught left side by St. Brown. First time these two have connected this afternoon, and it'll wind up being a first down.
1st and 10 at the 22-yard line.
And after being shut down in the opening quarter, he makes his first catch here with that one, and they're going to need to continue to build off this if they plan on leaving here today with a win.
Moore going in motion. Here's Sanders. And a missed tackle there. He pushes forward. It will give him 4 yards.
He's taken down at the 17-yard line. It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. Out of the gun, Stafford. He's got it inside the 5. And the Lions are going to have 1st and goal, trying to finish off this drive with a touchdown.
1st and goal at the 4-yard line.
It's a gain of 13, and it's 1st and goal. From the 4-yard line, trying to punch it in. 1st down and goal. Sanders. And nothing developed there. He'll get back to the 5, and that's all.
Behind the line of scrimmage.
So there's multiple factors, Mike, that make blitzes successful. So, of course, there's the initial design. Can you attack the vulnerabilities of the offense's blocking scheme? And then in this case, the next phase is the timing. You can see this linebacker knew exactly when that ball was going to be snapped. The offensive line had no chance to identify and pick him up, and he's able to bring him down for a loss.
Look to the end zone, and it's broken up. Incomplete. There was no space, no separation that time. That's going to bring it to 3rd and goal.
Doesn't get much better than that. Had he gotten there just a little bit earlier, he probably draws the flag a little late, and it's probably a touchdown.
They're going to motion the tight end over here. Now Stafford on 3rd and goal. And that is incomplete, but a penalty flag comes in.
That's interference.
That might make this a 1st down.
Automatic 1st down.
Now it's Stafford. Here's a screen now for Sanders. Good hustle by the defense to beat the offensive lineman to the blocks there. No gain on that screen pass.
We call them safeties because they're usually the last line of defense, but not here. On this play, he's up there at the line of scrimmage attacking the offense, and he takes him down for a negative play.
From back at the 2 now, here's 2nd and goal. They'll run with Sanders.
Another carry for the running back.
In these goal-to-go situations backed up on your own goal line, Mike, what they teach the defense is it's your job to establish a new line of scrimmage, and that's exactly what they did here. Watch the push they get. The offensive line goes backwards, and they take the ball carrier down for a loss.
They'll run. It's Sanders. And this defense standing tall in the red zone. They stop it for no gain. And now it's 4th and goal.
A loss of a yard.
That third down stop, Mike, now changes the entire approach of this offense. You're thinking to yourself, all right, it's 3rd down. Let's run it on up in there. If we don't score, we still have 4th down in our back pocket. But now the defense takes you back for a loss. So what do you do now?
Well, a field goal would break the tie, but instead the offense stays out there. They're going to go for it on 4th and goal. And this is high. Wow, the decision to go pays off. Josh Oliver. Touchdown, Detroit.
You know, Mike, I think we're going to see a lot of this, and you know why? It's the new kickoff rule. So think about it. In the old days, you'd kick a field goal, you'd kick a touchback, and your opponent would have the ball on the 20. You didn't give up as much field position, but you only got 3 points. Nowadays, you go for 3 points and you kick a touchback, they get the ball on the 35. It's almost 30 yards of field position. You're just better off going for touchdowns when you get in here tight.
They'll line it up to kick the extra point. He gets it to go, and the Lions will move out to a 14-7 lead.
Bears 7.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. Here comes a return from the 3. He'll get across the 20, mark him down at the 23-yard line. The Bears offense ready to take over possession of the football. They trail now 14-7 as they'll come up for 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. That's incomplete.
And you can see the quarterback, he's looking up at the Jumbotron after that throw, Mike. He knows he just got away with one, and he's thinking, all right, what do I got to do to make an adjustment that it's not so close the next time?
They send the tight end in motion. Back to the air once more on 2nd down. Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. Was brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd and 6.
Out of the gun, he'll throw. Going for it all. And that is incomplete.
And this offense just cannot get anything going right now on 3rd down. If you ask any offensive play caller throughout the entire league, Mike, the importance of 3rd down, maintaining possession, making the defense stay on the field, and have long extended drives. It is critical to not only scoring points, but ultimately winning in the NFL.
Now, fair catch. He'll take it at about the 24-yard line.
Lions take over first and 10.
The Lions offense and their wide receiver getting ready to get back to work. They lead by a touchdown as this drive begins with 1st and 10. On the ground, here's Sanders to start the drive. And he'll be taken down as he takes it just shy of midfield. An ideal beginning to this drive. 24 on the first play.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Watch the running back's patience here, Mike. He's slow, and then he hits it. That's the key here. If he goes too fast, their linemen aren't ready yet. Really well executed. Great run.
Quick throw, taken in. It'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6 at the 47-yard line.
Ball on the 47-yard line. Here's 2nd and 6. Working out of the gun, Stafford. A very quick throw there, but not on the same page with his target. That's incomplete.
Incomplete.
You talk about a quarterback getting bailed out. Man, that is a pick all day long. And as this defender enters the huddle, you see a bunch of his guys hitting him on the helmet. But I could promise you, they're saying, next time, you got to come down with that one.
Throw on 3rd down, Stafford. Oh, and that throw not able to be pulled in. It's incomplete. Looked like he may have got a little ahead of himself there. And it's going to bring up 4th down.
We're starting to see a lot of this on 3rd down, Mike, where they're going to rely on the run after catch to pick up these 3rd down conversions. So you know what that depends on? You have to actually complete the ball. And in this case, it falls incomplete, brings up 4th down.
And this will not be returnable as this kick will go out of bounds.
1st and 10.
The Bears offense getting those helmets back on, ready to head out for their next possession. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10. Drive will start on the ground, and they bring him down, but not until he crosses midfield. 18 yards, what a great way to start the drive. It's a 1st down.
First down. A gain of 18.
The goal of every offense, Mike, is to find a way to establish a balance between the run and the pass. With some success here early on the ground, will open up things as the game unfolds for the quarterback in this passing game.
He'll stay on the ground. And he's able to force his way through one man, but he can only muster about a yard on that play. 2nd down.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
Now, faking the give. He'll go right and find his running back. And he's got about 5 on this one before he's out of bounds. And they're set up a little bit better for 3rd down. Back to throw. He'll look middle, and he's got his man complete. That's his 3rd catch of this first half, and good enough for a 1st down.
That's good.
If you're going to give him this much time to scan the field, he's inevitably going to find an open man downfield like he does here. That's a great job remaining patient and letting that play develop.
They send one of the tight ends in motion to the left. To the air now on 1st and 10. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5.
Brings up 2nd and 5 at the Lions' 26-yard line.
On play action, he'll set up to throw. Throw on the run is complete. And he'll be taken down. The gain is 6, and it's a new set of downs. He picked up the first down.
Gain of 6.
There's this misconception out there, Mike, that in the NFL, you have to run the same amount of run plays as you do pass plays. And as you're seeing in this drive, you can fall on one side of that coin a little bit more as long as you're able to remain effective and efficient. So far, their passing game has dominated here early, and that last pickup leads to a first down.
There's a throw right side. Going to be incomplete.
Yeah, so it seemed the second they broke the huddle, Mike, that there was some confusion. I'm not sure everybody got on the same page before that ball was snapped.
We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. Back to the air one more time. That's going to be incomplete. Coverage very good there. Contact jarring the ball loose. And it's going to force 3rd down.
I think at some point for this quarterback, he has to start looking some other directions. I mean, he's tried to get the ball now to this guy multiple times, and all of them have resulted in incomplete passes. I'm not saying don't throw it to him in the future, but maybe get yourself a couple easy completions elsewhere before you look back in his direction.
That is incomplete, but there is a flag down. Big call here. It was 3rd down.
Still 3rd down.
He'll look to throw. Quick throw here is complete. And a good short tackle right there. It stops him a good distance short of the marker. It sets up 4th down.
I think this is one of those plays that when the ball carrier watches this back in the film room tomorrow, he's going to be a little frustrated with himself. If he could just have made that one guy miss, he picks up the first down. Instead, he gets brought down short of the sticks, and now they got a 4th down decision to make.
2 minutes remain here in this first half. Greg and I back from Ford Field in Detroit in a moment. No move for the field goal unit. They're going to line up and go for it on 4th down. He'll drop to throw. That's taken in, and he's not going to get away. They got him right down after the catch. Great rally to the ball to force a turnover on down.
You know, Mike, I can tell you from experience, when you put together a drive of that length, the amount of plays that had to be put in to move the ball that far, and then to come away with no points, that's a tough one. That could be a real deflator for an offense.
Play action, Stafford. That one down the field, but they cannot connect, and it's incomplete.
We've already seen these two guys connect for a touchdown in this game, and had they been on the same page there, I think they would have been able to add to that total. Unfortunately for them, just a little bit off, and it falls incomplete.
On 2nd down, here's Stafford. Short pass taken in by the tight end. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5.
And this is where the versatility of the tight end position really starts coming into play. Not only do they have to line up with their hand on the ground, but they can occasionally split out in the slot. And man, they're too fast for linebackers, and a lot of times They're too big for defensive backs.
Stafford now on third down. That one too far out in front. It is incomplete.
And the best offense on third downs, Mike, is to be really good on first and second down. This keeps teams from putting themselves in these unfavorable positions. It's part of the reason why these drives continue to stall out.
Here's their punter now, as he'll hit this from just outside of his own goal line. This kick hangs up, and the fair catch will be taken beyond the 35-yard line. So out comes the Chicago offense as they get set to take over once more. They'll do so with 1st and 10. Right away, they'll set up to throw. This one's going to be taken in over the middle.
McMahon's pass, complete to number 17. A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7 at the 41-yard line.
2nd down, they need 7. Now they'll set up to throw. That one just too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
All right, so the ball falls incomplete, but I think what it does now, Mike, is it allows you to stop the clock, get in the huddle, take a deep breath, and now your play caller has to give you the best play. Go get points here before the half and try to build something going into halftime.
On third down, they'll set up to throw. A huge mistake late in the half. It is intercepted. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
He's just late on that throw. I don't even think he ever saw that defender drop into the zone, and it ends up costing the team the ball.
The Lions offense going to take over just before the half. They'll have a short field looking to build on the lead. On first down, it's Stafford. This throw left side, taken in by Johnson. The Lions called their first timeout. Clock says 25 seconds till halftime.
At the 37-yard line.
Here's 2nd and 2. Tight end going in motion here. Stafford now on 2nd down. That one out of the reach of the receiver's outstretched arms. It is incomplete.
Brings up 3rd down and 2.
Now a 3rd and 2. Putting the tight end in motion. 3rd and 2. Stafford. Open man, left side. He's got it. And you will have the first down. The drive will continue after a pickup of 8. Now Detroit's going to use their 2nd timeout as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in half number 1. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. Stafford to throw again. Oh, a huge mistake late in the half. It is intercepted. And the Bears will take over here just past the 30.
They'll take over 1st and 10 at their own 31-yard line.
I know it doesn't seem like a ton of yards on top of that pick, but that was really well done. I mean, it's just going to make life so much easier now as the offense takes the field, trying to capitalize off of that turnover.
Back to throw here to begin the drive. Little short pass here, caught by his tight end. And he'll be out of bounds. A pickup, though, of 6.
Out of bounds at the 38-yard line. A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
Here comes 2nd and 4. They'll look to throw. That's going to wind up incomplete. Not much time remaining. Time for one more snap here in this first half.
I really like the job the defense is doing, like disguising what the coverage looks like before the snap and then what the coverage actually is after the snap. And I think the quarterback's having a hard time really figuring out what am I looking at, where are my targets, where's the coverage holes. And I think it's led to some really big plays by the defense here in the first half.
He's going to take a shot down the field. That's going to be incomplete. They took a shot on the final play. Prayer not answered. And that is how this first half will come to an end.
Okay, Mike, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to the Orlando studios. Scott Hansen with you for a quick halftime report. We'll let both sides catch their breath and get their orange wedges as we're going to get ready for the third quarter action. So let's go back out to the stadium as we rejoin our broadcast team, Mike Tirico and Greg Olson.
Scott, thank you. Both teams trying to find the right formula and come out on top in this tight one as we hit the second half. Pretty interesting first half. We'll see if any strategy changes for the next 30 minutes or more as this second half gets underway. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive.
At their own 26.
The Lions offense looking to get back to work as we begin this third quarter. We'll try to establish some tempo as they start this one with 1st and 10. Look to hit him with a jet sweep here to begin this drive. And he'll force his way forward, maybe a yard. 2nd down coming up.
So, Mike, this is a great example and a great moment to bring up why it's so important for these offenses to make everything look the same. Formationally, pre-snap movement, because the second that motion looks like a jet motion and he's going to get the ball as opposed to a traditional motion, these defenses are so in tune with all those little differences. They know it's coming, and there's not going to be a lot of gain.
They get 22 yards there. 1st down, Detroit.
That's good for a Lions 1st down.
Total team effort anytime you have a run of this size, Mike. Blockers up front give you the seam to hit, but it was the vision to see the hole and the speed to chew up those yards. His teammates at the second level hitting blocks gave him just enough time to push this one downfield.
Running is Sanders. And this time they are ready for him. Thrown for a loss. And it's 2nd down.
A loss of 2.
When you can get this level of run support out of your secondary, Mike, man, what an advantage for any defense. This defensive back clearly reads run, gets off his block, and he's able to take down the back for a loss of yards.
They're going to motion the tight end over here. 2nd down, it's Stafford. That's complete to Moore on the right side. Just his first catch. They have held him in check so far, but that one gives him a 1st down.
First down.
And I think both of us came away from our discussions with the coaches thinking that this guy was going to have a massive role in this one, but after only his first catch of the game, let's give credit where it's due. This defense, man, they've held him in check throughout.
Our run up the middle, it's Sanders. And he's all the way down to the 15-yard line. 22 yards, the pickup there. Good for a Lions first down.
Another Detroit Lions.
I've always gone by the philosophy, Mike, that the pass sets up the run. And in these last two plays, that's exactly what happened. You hit them with the big pass, they adjust. You soften them up a little bit, you take advantage for the big gain on ground.
And that play going nowhere. The defense all over that one. They'll bring him down for a big loss.
So they go with the first down run, hoping to just get them some positive yards and get themselves into a good second down situation, but now they find themselves in second and long. So the more you give defenses the opportunity, Mike, to defend you one-dimensionally. So in this case, we're only playing you in the pass. It stresses your protection, it stresses your play caller, and ultimately, it stresses your quarterback.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 3rd and 7.
A successful drive, but in danger of stalling. Trying to convert now on 3rd and 7. To throw is Stafford. Here's a screen now for Sanders. And a good job here defensively. They did not let him get away. He's well short of the first down marker.
It's 4th down.
Anytime you call a running back screen, the key is the relationship between the offensive line and the running back. They have to be in sync perfectly to set up the big play. That wasn't the case here on 3rd down. He gets tackled short of the sticks.
They send the tight end in motion. To the goal line and in. Touchdown, Lions.
And what a fitting end to this drive, Mike. It only makes sense that he's the one that gets the ball in the end zone after making a handful of clutch plays prior to the touchdown. That was just a textbook example of one guy taking over the game.
Not going for 2, they'll kick the point after. He knocks it through, and the Lions will take a 21-7 lead.
21, Bears 7.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. Now return coming from the 7. And he will get back to only about his 20-yard line. That's where the drive will start. The Bears offense trotting back out for their first involvement of this second half. They trail by 2 touchdowns, so the time is now. Got to get that rally going. It starts with 1st and 10. They'll begin here on the ground. The ball comes out. The Lions have got it.
And with all this talk about ball security, I can tell you firsthand, like, a lot of it just becomes mental. It's like the more you think about it, the more you stress it in practice, it almost gets worse. It's one of those things that when it starts to spiral, it's just hard to pull yourself out.
The Lions offense and the wideout getting set to go once more. They'll start with the football already in the red zone. Big opportunity here on 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Stafford. Oh, looking end zone, but it is out of the reach of the receiver, and incomplete.
And so far throughout the course of the game, I think the secondary has actually done a really nice job of taking him away. I mean, he's clearly one of their best players, one of the top players in the league. They're going to continue to find ways to target him. So defensively, it doesn't matter if he has 0 catches or 10. He is always going to be a focal point of this offense.
And he'll take it on in. Josh Oliver. Touchdown, Detroit. That is second touchdown of the afternoon. That is yet another touchdown pass. What a game he is having, throwing his 4th touchdown score of the game.
It's one thing, Mike, to throw 4 touchdowns, but it's really the ease in which he's carved this defense up that has stood out the most. The defense has had no answers for this passing game, and he has just completely had his way with this group.
The
extra point drive forthcoming. The kick is good, and the Lions will extend this third quarter lead.
Bears 7.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. From the 6, here comes a return. And he will get cut down short, shy of the 20-yard line. The Bears offense. And their running back set to go once more. They find themselves down 3 touchdowns here, needing to flip the script in a hurry. And they'll start it here on first down. They try to run it here. Not much there. Maybe a yard.
He's brought down at the 20-yard line. 1-yard gain. Brings up 2nd and
9. From the 20, here's 2nd and 9. They'll stick with him again. And this will gain a couple of yards up to the 22-yard line.
He was taken down at the 22-yard line. A gain of 2 brings up 3rd and 7.
They need to get to the 29 here, facing 3rd down. Here comes the blitz as he looks to throw. And penalty flags come in as it winds up incomplete, but no doubt there was contact there. The crowd does not agree with that call. Boos ring out. Doesn't matter. I'm not going to change it. It's a first down. And this time the rush gets home. And down he goes.
If there's any silver lining for this drive, Mike, it's the fact that at least this sack occurred on an early down. So I guess technically they have a chance to claw themselves out of this hole, but that's the 3rd sack of the game. And this defense doesn't show any signs of slowing down.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. Now, faking the give. The pressure gets there again, and again he goes down.
Just not a lot of plays on that call sheet for the offensive coordinator for 3rd and a mile. So that's a huge sack there that they took on 2nd down. And barring something dramatic happening here, That might have just killed any chance of extending this drive.
So, backed up after the sack, and now it's 3rd and long. Back to throw. This one just too far for the receiver. Out in front of him. That one falls incomplete.
Missed opportunities like these are a big reason why they find themselves down double digits here in the third quarter, Mike. Points on this possession could have gone a long way towards making this game competitive, but instead, poor execution, especially in the passing game, and it's another wasted drive.
This brought in out past the 20. And he's going to be brought down after a short return. And that's where his team will get possession of the football. The Lions offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. And you have to imagine the defense is saying, how do we stop this guy? He has run roughshod through him to this point in the third quarter. Here's a handoff to Samuel. And he's able to fight through one tackle here, pick up about 3. Second down coming up.
At the 33-yard line. A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
Lasso. They'll run with Sanders. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
At the 34-yard line. A 1-yard gain brings up 3rd and 6.
Here comes 3rd and 6. From the gun, here's Stafford. He's got the first down and more than that. And he will score. Touchdown Lions. And he continues to remain on fire. That is a rare NFL day. 5 touchdown passes thrown.
And Mike, at this point, the defense just looks completely lost out there. I mean, they have no answers whatsoever, giving up the 5th touchdown pass of this ballgame.
Now, for the point after. He's got it. And the Lions tag on one more to their lead.
Makes the score Lions 35, Bears 7.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. This one taken at the 7. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line.
First and 10.
The Bears offense ready to see what they can do. They are in need of points in a big way as they set out on 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And he'll just get rid of this. Smart play to throw it away. And that'll set up 2nd down.
It's 2nd down.
They just have to be more creative with their route concepts, Mike. I mean, there's nobody open, nowhere to go with the ball, and quarterback's just forced to throw that one away.
2nd and 10. play action. He'll set up to throw. Throw here down the field. Will fall. Incomplete.
Contrary to what all of the fans at home think, I don't have rooting interest in any of these games. But as you know, when it comes to tight ends, there's no bigger fan than this guy right here. I want to see them be able to connect, especially on those big plays downfield.
On third down, they'll throw from the gun. And they'll be stopped short of a first down. That will necessitate a call to the punt team. It's fourth down.
6 yards.
Even though they gave up that last completion, Mike, that's a really good drive there for this defense. I mean, from the beginning, on those early downs, keeping them from staying ahead of the chains, put them in a tough third down situation, and now it brings up fourth down, and looks like they're going to get off the field.
That is fielded at the 20. Oh, how about that hit?
First and 10.
He took a pretty good lick at the end of that one. The Lions offense and their quarterback headed out for their next possession. And you get a look at the numbers, they don't even tell the whole story. This has been a tremendous performance to this point. On the play fake, here's Stafford. That's caught over the middle by Johnson. And a big strike for good yardage there all the way up to midfield.
That's good.
Terrific start to this drive. Gain of 23 and a first down.
10 at the 50-yard line.
Really nice throw downfield on that conversion. Brings up a new set of downs. And defensively, Mike, this feels like desperation mode. If you allow them to finish this drive with a touchdown, this game feels all but over.
A play fake. Now Stafford to throw. Whoa! And good yardage there after the catch to wind up with a gain of 7 on first down.
When you put plays like this on tape, it sends a message to every defender across the league. When you play this offense and this guy has the ball, you better bring it when you come to contact him, because if you're going to be on the wrong end of it.
He'll send a tight end in motion right. On the ground, it's Sanders. And they smack him down there. Big hit right at the line. No gain.
No gain on the play.
We've seen this back have his way with this defense all game long, Mike. He's up over 100 yards for the game, but this time the defense said, we've had enough. They sold out to stop him. They hold him to no gain.
Tight end going in motion here. Working out of the gun, Stafford. And one on target to Moore. It's a gain of 12 there. First down, Detroit.
A gain of 12 yards. And the Lions first down.
All right, Mike, now it's getting to the point where it's almost becoming borderline disrespectful. I mean, despite having this big lead here in the second half, they continue to take shots downfield. They are not content with just running this clock out and shaking hands and going off for the win. Truth be told, I think they're trying to embarrass him, and they're doing a pretty good job at it.
Jahan Ward on the stop. It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 23-yard line.
From the 23, here's 2nd and a couple. Once again, it's Sanders. And he'll get nothing here. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all.
And up until this point, this is not something that we've seen a lot of. This running back's had a really nice day, so in this case, this rep goes to the defense.
3rd and 2. Here we go. A shotgun snap to Stafford. And on 3rd down, that ball's incomplete.
Incomplete in the end zone.
All right, so in these 3rd and short, 3rd and mediums, we're kind of seeing teams around the league, Mike, kind of start shifting to more of a run-down philosophy where they say, okay, even if we don't pick it up, we still have 4th down. So many teams around the league are playing with that philosophy. In this case, they keep it in the air, falls incomplete, Just brings up a challenging fourth down decision.
This one is good. He knocks it through. And the Lions will extend their third quarter lead.
I think at this point in the game, Mike, when you have things under control, not only were they able to hold on to the ball for a while, they still were able to manage to add 3 points.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. They're trying to pin him deep. They'll take this from the 3. And he'll be taken down on the return on what will be the final play of this third quarter. So we are through 3. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. This drive starts at the 21. It's 1st and 10. They'll motion a tight end right. Now a run to begin the fourth quarter on 1st and 10. And he's brought down after a gain of a couple.
No, so I think as you look back over the course of this game, it's really been the inability of this offense, Mike, to create any sort of balanced attack to get anything going. And whether you look at the rushing yards, whether you look at just the points scored, this offense has to find a way going forward to generate more big plays and more balance, both run and pass.
And he'll get about 7. Still short of that first down. And they'll try to convert it on 3rd down.
Outbreaking routes, Mike, especially outside of the numbers, everything is about the timing. If you're late with the throw, you're going to be watching that defensive back take that thing the other way for 6.
They'll run the sneak. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And that's it.
It's a gain of a yard. And the Bears first down. A gain of 1 yard. First down, Bears.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. Throwing it right into the hands of his running back. And he's going to get this one out to the 43-yard line.
A gain of 11.
A gain of 11 on that one. Good for a Bears first down.
1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
It's really been a one-sided game, but how often do we see in the fourth quarter the team that finds themselves down by a lot, they start to come alive? I think it's a combination of trying to end the game on a positive note, but also sometimes that defense getting a little lackadaisical.
And they'll have it across midfield down at the opposing 46-yard line. Just his first catch. They have held him in check so far, but that one gives him a first down. Here's 1st and 10. Throwing now from the gun. He'll take a shot here. Back to the end zone. That's to the end zone. Where it's incomplete. What a job in coverage. Muscling that one free. It'll be 2nd down now.
So, of course, you prefer to connect on that throw, but think about it like this, Mike. The more they continue to test this defense downfield, the more it's going to open up some of those shorter passes underneath.
That one's incomplete. Good coverage there. Made it uncomfortable for the receiver. Couldn't hang with it, and it brings up 3rd down.
And I like this defensive game plan. When you're going against an elite quarterback like this guy, Mike, you have to get bodies in his face. You have to get him around his feet. You have to move him off his spot. Because if he can sit there in rhythm, on time, comfortable in the pocket, he's going to pick you apart. So it doesn't always have to be a sack, but you have to make him uncomfortable in the pocket. Great pass rushers live for 3rd down, especially when they know the offense has to be one-dimensional. And this is a great example here, Mike. They can just pin their ears back and go. They know there is no threat for run. It is a must-pass situation, and for this offense, they're lucky it didn't result in a sack.
Now or never, they'll throw on 4th down. He's got his man, right side, it's complete. And he'll indeed pick up a Bears first down. How about that for a big play on 4th and 10? They get almost exactly what they needed to keep this drive going. Now give on the ground, and he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage.
Just feels like this has been the story of the day for this offense, just unable to get anything going on the ground, and a big reason they find themselves trailing and another loss of yards.
Lost one on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. Blitz coming, he'll throw it. Short pass taken in by the tight end. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5.
A gain of 6 yards. And it's 3rd down.
Here now, 3rd and 5. Now they'll set up to throw. That's over the middle and taken in. He's got it. That's 2 catches on this drive. This one for 10 yards and a first down.
1st and 10.
And this completion certainly won't be changing the outcome of the game by any means, but I do think there is something to be said for teams that continue to fight. They continue to try to at least finish this game and have something to build off of going into next week.
A gain of 4 as he's taken down.
40 on the carry. Taken down at the 14-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
Here's 2nd and 6. He'll drop to throw. Quick throw here is complete. This drive's going to continue. They bring him down, but not before he picks up first and goal for his team.
And this is the blueprint, Mike. The ability to sustain and maintain possession and methodically move the ball down the field in the process. The defense has had no answers up until this point, and now the next step is, can they come away with 6? Because anything less than that after this long drive would be a bit of a letdown. This is a guy that we're used to seeing make a lot of his plays in the back end, Mike, kind of patrolling that center field safety position, but this time he recognized that play up at the line of scrimmage, and he blows it up for a loss.
So push back to the 11-yard line for 2nd and goal. He'll swing this one out wide to his running back.
I think the days where quarterbacks are either unwilling or unable to be involved in the run game, I think those days are over, Mike. I think when you look around the landscape of today's NFL, yes, you have to cover, but you also have to be able to come up and tackle.
3rd and goal. They'll look to throw. That one broken up. It is incomplete. This defensive secondary, they have been really a no-fly zone all game long. It continues here and brings up 4th down.
Teams practice these situations all week long, Mike. Down here in the tight red zone, you find yourself inside the 10-yard line. You're thinking, we've got to come away with a touchdown. Well, after that 3rd down incomplete, it's going to be real interesting to see how they approach this 4th down after failing on 3rd.
And this is incomplete. They don't go for the field goal. Wind up trying to throw for the touchdown. They get nothing out of it on 4th and goal. The Lions offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. We'll see how they want to attack things here, backed up deep in their own end. 1st and 10. They'll fake the hand and the pressure. Too late. He's sacked in the end zone. That's a safety.
result of the play
So first the
is a
decision to
safety.
throw down here backed up near your own goal line, and the defense gets to the quarterback, sacking him, Greg, in the end zone for a safety.
Mike, anytime you're willing to call a pass backed up this deep in your side of the field, you have to trust that your quarterback is going to have the clock in his head to get the ball out of his hand. In this case, he holds on to it too long. The defense is able to get to him in the end zone, and it results in the safety.
So after that safety, it is a free kick, and that comes from the 20.
Free kick out of bounds. Kicking team.
They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 40. He'll go right and find his running back.
Complete to number 34. Out of bounds at the 44-yard line. A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
From the 44-yard line, here's 2nd and 6. That is caught out wide on the RPO. And a good job rallying to the football, holding just a gain of a yard and sets up 3rd down.
Gain of a yard. And it's 3rd down.
But it falls incomplete.
He's really struggled with his accuracy all game long, and when you look, Mike, I think he's had some opportunities downfield to connect with his guys, and it's one of the biggest reasons they find themselves trailing here late in this game.
The offense staying out there for this 4th down. And that is not going to work. It is incomplete. They go for it on 4th and wind up turning it over on down.
Is a turnover on
Here's
down.
the Detroit offense now, headed back onto the field. We'll have a short field in front of them as they try to extend this lead out further. On the handoff, this is Sandy. And a good run there. We'll give him 5 yards.
He's done a really nice job making the most of his touches. They've made it a priority. Let's use this ground game to try to wear down the defense, and right now it's one of the main reasons why they have the lead.
Ball on the 40 now. Here's 2nd and 5. Stafford now. That's complete to Moore on the right side. It'll get him down after a gain of 5, but that is enough for a 1st down.
For a Lions 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Out of the gun, Stafford. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line.
That's another
11 yards on the pass there. Good for a Lions 1st down.
1st and 10 at the
And that throw
24-yard
just
line.
seems like the cherry on top of what has been an incredible day for this quarterback. And I wouldn't be surprised here late if we get to see the backup after this drive. And there's one guy in the stadium that has earned the right to stand on the sideline and relax. It's this quarterback.
And that one shut down almost immediately. Good pressure from the backside. Left him nowhere to go. And no gain.
Tried to get a little cute here, get the ball into the hands of one of their receivers in space on a jet motion, but really nice job there by the defense. When you can set good edges and you can have good force players on the perimeter of the defense, there's really nowhere for this jet sweep to go, because with them running horizontal before the snap, Mike, it's very hard for these receivers to cut and get vertical.
Now they are in business inside the 15-yard line.
That's another
A pickup of 12 yards. First down, Detroit.
First and 10 at the 13-yard line.
2 minutes remain in the fourth quarter. We'll come back and finish this one off after this. Space getting tight here, down to the 13-yard line. They work first and 10. Straight ahead, it's Sanders. And he will get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. 2 touchdowns for him now on the afternoon. We might need a calculator before this one is done. It has been one-sided, and the route rolls on, Greg.
Absolutely, Mike, and they just keep piling on the points. I mean, this offensive play caller, he's saying it's never enough. I'm going to try to score with every possession, and we've seen him do that all game long.
The
Point
kicker
after,
on for the
coming up
extra
here.
point.
His kick is good. And the Lions stretch things out even further.
45, Bears 9.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. This is fielded inside the 5. And he's down at the 23, and that's where the offense will take over. The Bears offense ready to see what they can do with this next possession. Operating from their own 23, they'll begin first and 10. A quick throw on the RPO is complete. He'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up second and 7 at the 26-yard line.
Second and 7. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. He'll step up and run. Give him 11 on the scramble. And give them a new set of down.
They got to do a better job of keeping the quarterback contained in the pocket all week, Mike, against mobile quarterbacks. You talk about rushing as a group. This time they get a little undisciplined with their rush lane integrity, and he makes them pay.
Back to throw. Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45.
That's another.
Give him 10 more on that one. Just enough for another first down.
These could be tricky situations defensively, right? The game is all but over. Barring something unforeseen, you got this one in the bag, but you still want to finish on a high note. You still want to walk off the field and put an exclamation point on what's pretty.
That's over the middle and intercepted. And the Lions are going to have the football here at their own 35-yard line.
And that should be the final dagger in this one. I mean, barring something dramatic happening here, Mike, I just don't think there's enough time or possessions left in this game to pull off any sort of comeback.
The Lions offense starting to trot out for this next possession. These fans set to head home happy. Very solid performance by the hometown side as they finish off a very decisive victory. From the 35, it's first and 10. They'll start this on the ground with Sanders. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage at best. Might have even lost a yard there.
It's a loss of a yard.
Every team makes an emphasis on winning first down, but as a defense, when you're able to take them back for a loss, Second and long, you can really become more of a pass-centric defense and really tips the scales into your favor.
Putting the tight end in motion. So it's a win here for the Lions. And they do it in blowout fashion. We thought this might be a competitive battle. It was anything but. Points came early and often. They cruised to an easy victory. So that'll just about do it for Greg Olson and our entire team. I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. It's a win for the Lions as we say so long from downtown Detroit.
Game up!